go. Hello and welcome to another episode of Honest to a Malt with myself, Duncan Donuts, and Mike, aka Two-Puds. How you doing, Mike?
Very good, very good. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. I'd love to say you're looking fresh, but you know, you're not really.
I'm not.
Should be. You should be.
Should be. Not. There is news on the back front. I have a date. So we're all good.
Does your missus know?
Yeah. Everyone's prepped.
Oh, that kind of date. Okay, fair enough.
Don't talk about that. We said not to talk about that.
Yeah, we did say don't talk about that. So you're going to be fixed soon, which is great.
Hopefully.
Put you back together.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Like the Terminator 2.
Oh.
Did they put him back together? No, he just came back, didn't he?
He gets melted, if you're referring to that at the end. Is that what they're going to do? They're going to put you in a giant vat of... That's it. That's your appointment. Your appointment is just get lowered into a vat of molten lava.
Butter. Caramelized butter.
Wait, but like, what's that South African movie or film, if you're English, film, if you're American movie, where they transfer the brain out onto a computer before they die? You could be like that.
Matrix?
Because it's going to melt you down and they'll transfer your brain out. And then Lara will just be talking to a laptop for the next 20 years.
She does now. Same feedback.
Yeah. She'll just turn you off.
Yeah.
The switch.
Yeah.
All right. How's things going? What's been in your glass and what's been up your ass for the last week?
Oh, this one's going on, isn't it? Suspense is killing me. I wonder what this could be.
What is in your glass, Mike?
Oh,
well,
what's the name of the episode, Mike?
I was just going to say. So, we are episode 58, and the episode is called No Sport, Just Booze.
Yeah, Euro's coming up.
Yeah. Well, not massively interested because Wales aren't in it, but I'll have a nose at Scotland with a bit of support for them. But yeah, from my side,
The title is in reference to the fact that Mike had some friends over.
First proper barbecue of the year. Proper barbecue.
So. I thought he'd be watching sport, and he was like, nope. No sport, just booze.
No, so I took a trip down to the butcher's, picked up a 2 kilo pork shoulder. I got a little brisket, a few steaks, and then bog standard sausage and burgers from the store. Oh, one of the boys brought over some Brawl Wars as well, so a bit of South African sausage.
Ooh.
It was. Lara was going, right, what time do you want chips and stuff like that and salad? I went,
oh, that's so sweet.
I went, don't need salad. Don't worry about that. I got some salsa I've made, so that's kind of your fruit and veg sorted.
Just bread and meat.
And she went, yeah, but what time are you eating? I went, oh, all day. I'm just going to keep adding meat, so it will be coming out a constant conveyor belt of meat.
That's amazing.
No set timings. So whenever you want to make chips or whatever, or lattice fries, bring them out. We'll smash them. Yeah, and that is exactly what we did. We ate extremely well. We also drank rather well. So, yeah, we started off, obviously, first Drams having arrived. Little whiskey barrel down in the barbecue area. Right. Little bottle of Buffalo Trace. Just one of those poured each. We had a couple of those just to start off.
Oh, this is outside in the garden?
Next to the summer.
Okay.
The whiskey room.
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean.
And then from there, we moved on to Eagle Rare 10, which was positively received all round. Then on to Catoctin Creek Rye.
Catoctin Creek!
So I went for the Zinfandel cask finish, which was one of the Southport whiskey ones. Decent, really good. There was a conversation then about ABV, and so Matt and John were there, and a lad called Diego, who you will know, Sherry Hound.
Puss in Boots.
One of the probably world's experts on sherry, and we were happy to say that in terms of the whiskey industry.
Jawline to sherry knowledge ratio.
Oh, handsome bastard.
I saw the picture of you for 4 or 5'4", and I immediately thought to myself, as I said to you pre-pod, find somebody to look at you like Mike looks at Diego. You're just staring lovingly into his eyes.
It was a beautiful thing. So, yeah, the conversation went on about ABV and what's the highest one you've got. So, I pulled out some, a whiskey I forgot to tag. So, I got Stag Junior, which was 65.5%. And then I also got them on the Iron Root Icor, which was 61.5 or something. Then moved into Scotch, started with Springbank 10. Dived into the local barley. I've got about one pour left of local barley now, so I'll be
you?
seeing that off soon. And then Cooper's Collection, Spanish Oak. It dipped under £44 on Master of Malts. Unbelievable. I had a little phone call from Gary Mills going, have you seen it? It's gone down even more.
He called me as well. I think he might have called us both or something. I was just like, Gary, what are you calling? Is it important? He's like, yeah, I've already posted that link, Gary. I was there ahead of you.
Is it important? It's breaking news.
Breaking news. Say the Emmy.
It's gone under 44 quid.
It's £44.
They are making no money on it. I don't understand. Yeah. So that was brought up. And then I was gifted from Diego. Yeah, he'd been on a little trip around Scotland and various other places. So he dropped off a Rosebank new make, which I have got in my glass at the moment. And also the Glenmoray Rioja cask matured warehouse one. So yeah, I've got those two pours at the moment. Glenmoray bottle there.
That's the Rioja one.
Rioja cask full maturation one.
What a gift!
I know. And then also obviously the
Rosebank
amazing. New make. So
is that the peated or unpeated Rioja?
I believe that's the peated. It was. Yeah, of course it is. I tasted it. Yeah, it was the last dram of the night. So yeah, that's
the one we tried on that tasting a while back.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you, Diego. Appreciate it.
I've been not buying stuff from auctions and other places to leave the whiskey funds to purchase that.
Yeah, it's taken a decent hit considering it was the last dram of the night. We did all right, and then to be fair.
Wow.
We also then got on to another gift.
Swimming at the end.
We went we got on the Oloroso. So we had some Leona Oloroso, which is like an independent bottler of sherry. So he brought me one of those, and I let that come out the fridge, just come up to temperature, and then that was the finish of the night. Oh mate, what a sophisticated day! We drunk loads, no hangovers. It was like a wedding, So yeah, really good sort of start to my barbecue year. So
kicked off the barbecue summer in style.
Yeah,
it doesn't really feel like summer yet, does it? Because it's about 10 degrees outside. I mean, it's grey and rainy.
To me, summer didn't really start till July. You got 2 months max.
It doesn't feel like
6 weeks, isn't it? July and then a bit of August.
So it doesn't feel like the end of spring currently.
Today was like beautiful sunshine this morning, sat in the garden, coffee. I got all the cushions out for the chairs, looked outside and it's raining. I'm like, took them all back in, clear again, clear blue skies. I'm like, where that?
Back out. It's like that bit in Waynesworth, game on, Garth.
Garth.
Just you go.
Cushions on, Mike. Cushions
off. Cushions off, Mike.
I ordered an oak tree off the internet because, I'm going to grow an oak tree, make a whiskey barrel out of it 100 years when I'm dead.
How big's this oak tree come to you?
10 foot. Only thin, though. Like really thin sort of thing. But I asked my neighbour a couple of doors down to bring it through the garden with Lara. So they did. And then she's like...
You can't even carry it.
She went, don't mess about with it. Ring me and I can come and give you a hand moving it down to the bottom. So I was like, I rang, I left a voice note. She didn't look at it. So I just shifted it down to the bottom of the garden, dug a hole and then put it in. And I was like, I can't move. So the next day I was absolutely screwed. That's why you have
to be careful.
But I couldn't say anything because I was in trouble if she did that. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I was like,
somebody else had moved and planted that tree.
Double the medication. Hopefully she doesn't notice. And she just came down and went, you're a fucking wanker. And walked off. So, yeah.
Oh dear.
Pig stupidity has been up my arse, and
I sort of get it though. It doesn't matter.
It's annoying, mate. Being
too
this
young
out
to
of
think
action,
that you can't just move a skinny oak tree across the garden.
Well,
a skinny young oak tree. So
inadvertently, I can't. But yeah.
I said to think horrible. You can't. Obviously, you can't. But
I did.
Think you can't. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Soon it's just your brain on a laptop. The happiest you'll be.
I know.
It dips you into that molten lava.
Yeah, but tell you what, Sunday from the barbecue on the Saturday night, I probably sat down for maybe 10 minutes all day. Sunday, I slept obviously well because I was smashed
on the floor.
But no, in a soft bed bent in all sorts of shapes, but I could move the next morning, no problem. So I think if I am on my legs, nigh on 18 hours a day, I can move the next day.
There you go. So you need to find something. You could work at Greg's, for example.
Yeah. I mean, if you've got
and then when Greg's
downtime,
is finished, you could go outside and be like, help people cross the road or something like that.
If you've got downtime or know anyone at NASA that can design me a standing up bed, I think that'd be great. Just strap into the wall.
Don't horses sleep standing up?
I know cows do. Cause you can
go and hang out with cows.
Knock them
just
over.
Learn their ways. Just you outside of the cows.
Anyway, I digress. What has been in your glass and what has been wedged firmly up those cheeks?
I wasn't expecting you to say that.
I know.
That sounds a bit filth. Well, I can't remember everything, so that's never a good sign. I'm going to concentrate on blind drams. So it's blind drams on Saturday.
Was it?
Jonathan Baseman, the third highest scoring blind drams of all time.
Oosh, I haven't even seen the results.
It's getting to the point where I just feel like every new one is the highest scoring one ever. It isn't, but like to win that direction. So first two drams really kind of basic. Honestly, can't even remember what they were. So just gonna skip them.
Yeah.
But he did knock it out of the park with drams 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So dram 3, what I thought was closest to kind of like a Kilkerran vibe.
Yeah.
Turned out it was a Wireworks quarter cask Canfield Oloroso. Now, anyone listening that was on that tasting, I've not looked it up to double check. It was something like that. It was a special hand-filled 95 pounds Wireworks. I said it could have been port or sherry. I was very confusing for my brain. And I was saying things like, obviously sherry on the nose or port, but white chocolate, I wrote banging nose, so you know it's good. Milk chocolate, cappuccino, sultanas, boozy trifle. And then on the palate, a little hot, less sweet, pepper and heat overrides the flavour. But then it went on, you put some water in it and it really kind of came alive. So yeah, that was, tobacco, toast, orange oil. It was really good. And I think that was the
orange oil. Have you been lubing up your guitar necks?
I think that was the one that smelt a bit of tennis balls, right?
Oh, I love that smell. There was very few things.
It might have been Dram 4, but anyway, and then Dram 4 was, I think, a Bowmore Fischl, right? Nice. From 2021. Yeah, from 2021. That he'd got a while back or something and had 2 of them. And it was just incredible.
Really?
People were really confused. Some people were saying they thought that was the Ardnahoe, guessing.
Oh, okay.
It turned out that number 5 was the Ardnahoe.
Ah.
So I've tried it now. And on the Ardnahoe nose, I felt like it was cheesy cheddars or bacon fries. It was like that Harry Hill fight moment. Which one do you get on the nose?
There's only one way to find out.
Right. So, it was good. It was fruity, smoky, peaty. It was decent. So the last 2 jams were really top, but the best one was the Bowmore, like cast strength Bowmore, with a bit of age on it. I think 15 years.
Decent.
Top banana. It wasn't as floral as I would have thought, to be honest. But
no. When Bowmore's good, it's good. It's just you don't get to taste it that often with the sort of core stuff. So
a lot of people, I thought this was quite interesting, felt like the Ardnahoe was, this is blind, obviously.
Yeah.
Several people guessed it as Highland Park.
Oh, that's a bloody compliment.
I thought so. Quite, with the vanilla and the smoke and the peat and the fruitiness that was coming through on the palate anyway. Yeah, there was a lot of people saying, several people saying Highland Park. Overall, it was a good laugh.
Hundreds of people on that 35-person tasting said it was
Hundreds.
Highland Park.
But it's 28 people, isn't it?
Yeah.
28, that's all it is, Blind Drums, 28 people. Anyway, I was glad, because there was 3 really good whiskies in this one, so I was glad not to miss them, right?
Yeah.
And, it was interesting. I mean, like, how often do you get to try, Festival Bowmore? Not very often, right?
Not very often at all.
And the Ardnahoe I wanted to try, I hadn't tried it, so that was plus. And Wireworks I really rate. Which, I mean, for me saying that the closest, if I had to call it blind, I was like, if I called this blind, everyone was like, this is blind? I was like, I know, but you know what I mean? Like, it was giving me kind of like Kilkerran vibes because it had a sort of tobacco-ness to it, kind of like that kind of sort of cigarette-y type thing. And there was also, I think that was the one that smelled of tennis balls. Anyway, what's in my glass now? The Loch Lomond's Spanish oak.
See.
And I did a lovely dram swap with Jason, Defenders and Drams.
Yep.
And Jason is such a lovely fellow. He sent me a single cask Tamdu, and some other stuff. But honestly, I can't really get past the single cask Tamdu, so I'm going to have that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, it depends on whether you come over for this.
You can say it.
Bimber thing. We'll get to it. Anyway, so I opened up for Dandel, like a Danish bottler, Ben Nevis, 1996. So it's a sherry refill.
I've seen the styling. I've no idea of the independent bottler, but I have seen that label and stuff.
They're a
Decent.
Danish bottler. Yeah, but anyway, so it's 25-year-old 1996 Ben Nevis. So I sent him back some really nice drams, but I wanted to send him back something like, proper. Yeah, something, hard to get or, very hard to get. So I've got that poured in my glass this evening. And also Richard Foster? Yeah, the events Richard Foster. He gave us both an Adnams 9-year-old Sauternes, but he only gave one. So I'm drinking half just to try it. I'll give you the other half. You can try it on a different day.
I'll get it on Saturday.
Yeah, it's a 9-year-old Adnams Sauternes. So
nice. Sauternes.
55%. What's been up my arse is a couple of things. One, Springbank drop. I've been really busy at work and therefore have no free time, certainly to spend looking at websites, and it's just all gone. And
is it already dropped?
It's all gone.
Missed it. Didn't even know it was coming out.
All the retailers that have reminders to tell you that the 15's been stocked up, they don't. It just comes in and goes. You don't get an email. Or if you do, it's like, 2 hours after it's already sold out. And the most annoying thing from the week was Tamdu sent an email, and I was in work meetings, and the email was, we've put some stuff back in stock we found in our warehouse, which included the cask strength 18.
Oh, no way.
I was absolutely devastated. And
his face. Please find another one, please.
I'd give up all the Springbank in the world to get a bottle of that Tamdu cask strength 18-year-old. Anyway, I was busy working, and I missed it. And then I looked at my email or something like at 6:25 went on. Obviously, it's all sold out ages ago. And I see people going, "Oh, I've bought 2 bottles." I'm like, "Great, good for you."
Cheers.
Cheers. But the main thing that's been up my arse is the local calf in a good way, but not really a good way. So the guy one of the main guys down there, he's got really into dad jokes recently.
Amazing.
So we've been going there for years now, but he's only really warmed to us recently. I feel like he has a thing where if you haven't been there for like 3 or 4 years consistently, you like, it takes a while to get on first name terms with him.
Yeah.
To like for him to talk to you. So we've reached that point now where we're in the in crowd.
Oof.
And that means that he tells us
what a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. So he tells us dad jokes. The last time I went in there, he had a dad joke book. A customer's bought him a dad joke book because he's always telling these dad jokes to like the lucky few customers. And he's a really nice guy. So then I just stood with him for about 10 minutes with all the staff standing around, and I went onto Twitter and I looked up, is it Dad Says Jokes or something like that?
Yeah.
We were just doing dad jokes for like 10 minutes. But now, this is what's up my arse. I now feel like when I go down the calf, I just want to go down. I want to cut off. I want to relax. I've got to look up the best dad jokes I know before going down there. I've got to be prepared. So I can't just rock up there now and have a nice relaxing meal. I've got to do research first.
Mate, it's calf pressure.
So yeah, that's what's been up my arse. Springbank, missing out on Tamdu, dad jokes at the calf. I'm about to try this.
Benjamin Nevis.
Not the first time I've tried it.
Mm.
It's fantastic on the nose.
How old did you say it was?
25 years.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, it's 25. It's one from the fridge, Mike.
Yeah.
One from the fridge.
It's come straight out at a solid 9 degrees.
No, it's been in the
16.
16, 17 degrees. Who was it? I was asking us about that. Was it?
Me.
It was you, Duncan.
Yeah.
Anyway, I picked a couple of extra bottles out to move into the consumption cupboard, and that included the Loch Lomond Spanish Oak and also a Glendronach batch strength 12. Batch 12.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's good. Do you want to talk about Bimber then?
Mm-hmm.
I had a very exciting thing happen this week because, Mike and I are pretty competitive.
Mm.
I got a box to turn up from Bimber. I didn't know it was from Bimber. I just opened it up and then I read the letter and I started jumping around. And then I opened the box up. I couldn't believe it. And inside is the latest 4 Spirits of the Underground samples.
Yep.
Oval, Wimbledon, Stratford. There's one other as well. And then all 6 of the Shoulders of Giants, the 3 English,
It's a
like Shakespeare
Dixon Care
Dickens, etc.,
package.
and the 3 Polish releases. And so I immediately messaged Mike and I was like, Mike, did you get a box?
I've just had an Amazon delivery of some Lindt raspberry chocolate, but I'm not as excited as you sound.
So I messaged Matt. And Matt's like, no, he didn't send one to Mike.
Yeah, cheers,
And
Matt.
then I did
Is that because I was too ill working to come to your party, so I'm now in the out crowd?
That's exactly right.
Oh,
Mike.
Matt,
That's exactly
I'm
right.
sorry.
But on the upside, I've invited Mike round and we're going to either live stream trying them or try them and do a pod about it immediately or something like that. So I'm going to try them with Mike because that's the spirit of the pod, isn't it? Spirit of the Underground, spirit of the pod. So we'll be doing all 10 together, which means we're going to drink, I guess, 5 times 30 mils each, which is not too bad. Right?
No.
Responsible drinking, folks.
That's like
You're gonna love that 'cause
casual whiskey
you're a really
festival.
big Bimber fan. So
I am a big Bimber fan, yeah.
and founding member.
And the
or whatever.
Oval, I'm happy to taste that again because that was glorious.
Oh yeah,
I really enjoyed that. So
I love it. 10 Bimbers.
I should have drunk more when I had the
Special
chance.
hand-picked single cask Bimbers.
Oof. It's a beautiful thing. It's a
I think they are
beautiful
all
thing.
single casks, right?
Pretty
Pretty sure they are.
So it must.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They're not small batches. The Shoulder of the Giants ones. I'm sure they're single casks.
I don't know. Lovely artwork. Does it come with a painting as well?
It's all got beautiful stickers on it and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's all in the nice presentation. In the
Presentation?
sample bottles. Well, they're presented nicely. It looks like the artwork.
They
is
are
on the sample.
pretty.
They're very pretty, yes. All right. So hopefully that's going to be soon. I hope it will be in less than a week and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be good to do something different for that, whether it's Insta Live, dare I say it, from the Honest to a Malt account, or YouTube Live. Don't know. We can work something out. We could do balcony. Oh, what can we call it?
Balcony Bimber.
Balcony. Fuck yeah, writes itself. Well done. Balcony Bimber.
I'm here all episode, Mike. You're welcome. Balcony Bimber. We go down to the local tube station and we'll just sit there and do the 4.
We should go to each tube station and drink one there.
Wimbledon's miles away. I'm not going to Wimbledon. We could go to Stratford to drink the Stratford one. That's easy.
Someone get fucking stabbed.
We'll go to the casino. It's fine.
Mm,
You're like, no.
no.
Mike doesn't like that. Mike wants to go to Wimbledon. Doesn't want to go to Stratford.
Yeah, don't mind going to Wimbledon. Bloody lovely.
Yeah, Wimbledon's
Stratford.
nice.
Stratty. Nah.
No. We go to Stratford all the time. Totally fine. About as safe as Nottingham. So, main topic of the episode today was sparked by a conversation between myself and Andrew Padwhisky. Much love. Blows kisses to Andrew. But also because of the Springbank drop, which Mike was like, oh, it's happened. like I said, I'm sure I sat at this computer for a reason. And then, one day it goes, oh, I was trying to find Springbank. Anyway, it all goes, you can't get it. We've talked about it before. But now I don't see the point anymore. I haven't seen the point in trying for a while, but now I don't even try at all. And I'm being real. Yeah. I don't look at as many websites, Mike, because there's no chance of finding anything. You're not going to get a cheeky Springbank cask strength 12. No. You're not going to find a cheeky 15. You're not going to, you get 10, but I've got a couple of bottles of 10. You're not going to find it. You're not going to get any of the releases because they all just get hoovered up by either local people who fair enough. That's their local retailer.
Yeah.
Or they go online and they're bought up by bots, or people in the know, So
yeah,
there's just absolutely no point. And so my point was, I don't spend as much time looking at different retailers' websites because of this.
No.
I don't randomly look at random retailers' websites anymore in the hope of finding something. I'm like an Arsenal fan. Hope is gone.
What do you think of Tottenham? What do you think of shit? Thank you! That's alright! We ain't Tottenham! 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 We are the Tottenham haters!
Karma.
Right? I don't have, hope is gone. Now, when I do have a look online, it's for good value bottles, right? But I'm not expecting to find a Springbank or something else that might be sort of prized. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like those days are gone, and probably I think retailers, particularly with online, are worse off for it, because I used to stumble across a website and then go through and look at everything they got out of interest, curiosity. That's gone. I'm not looking at random retailers' websites anymore. Not really, barely ever.
I think you pay for Master and Malt Prime, don't you?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes sense for you to do most of your shopping there, especially because they seem to be just slashing prices like beyond any profit margins. But hey, that's their business model, and it's not us to question. But I do similar. I'm part of Loch Fyne, their sort of Prime version or whatever it is,
and
just
Whisky
because.
Shop, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they do good. Loch Fyne do really decent like ballots, so they get hard to buy bottles, or hard to so. I would have expected an email from Loch Fyne about Springbank to say this is for people that pay for Prime only, like members, and then go into a smaller ballot. So you might actually stand a chance of doing it. And I think that's probably the only way of actually getting these. I did sort of one of the other companies emailed the other day. I was just trying to find it quickly to see. Or just to say, because you've bought stuff from us in the last 6 months, you're automatically entered into a Springbank ballot if you want it or not. You'll find out, basically.
Right.
And that's kind of a good way to do it. But I think, clearly, for me, the hunt is sort of well and truly gone. And like you said, paying postage is a little bugbear with these things as well. You're paying... If I really will now buy anything other than Master and Malt, 'cause it's down the road, and I'll only buy from Loch Fyne because I've paid that premium to get free next day delivery, or Amazon. So yeah, I think the postage thing is actually a really good sort of sticking point for buying stuff, and I think the days of looking for a bottle and then trying to spend another 60 quid just to get free postage are long gone. You can just buy it somewhere else for either free postage or just keep searching around. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I sort of agree, and I feel like the tide has turned. When they talk about like everything, prices always must go up, otherwise people stop buying. Well, I feel like prices are sort of everything's in perpetual sale. Like, I saw today and posted Lagavulin Distillers Edition for 16 for £55, and we also, a lot of us recently picked up the Lagavulin Festival Edition for 2021 for £55.
Yep.
I mean, Car Strength Lager Festival Edition, £55. I mean, that's really good value.
Yeah.
And there's loads of stuff like that now. I'm being really picky about auction websites as well, because also auction websites have high postage. And so if it's not...
It's just...
I know, but if it's not really good value, as in if the bottle isn't exceptionally priced, I'm not buying it. So now I'm using this watch list thing that we said we talked about, where I keep a short watch list of bottles I buy. Well, like the Glenmorangie Rioja. Guess what else was on the watch list? It's come off it. The Loch Lomond Spanish Oak was on the watch list, but I've bought a bottle now. Right?
Did it come up? Bargain. Back in stock.
44 quid, right? So £44, no postage. So I'm not saying that every retailer should offer free postage on all orders. I mean, let's face it, Master of Malt are charging that yearly fee to get that. But there should be a reasonable, like maybe £75 and it gets the free postage, or £80. I think. And if you do charge postage, like I'll shout out the Whiskey Barrel. their postage was about £3. I don't mind that psychologically.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy a bottle for £50 and pay £3. But when you're paying £6 to buy a bottle, which is £50 or £55, it feels like 10%. Maybe it's just me being picky. You know,
I think it is because it again, even if you look at things in like the perspective of wine, where spending £6 on a supermarket whiskey, if you spend an extra £5, the quality jumps so much. Kind of not to the same effect, but it does live in whiskey land. If you're paying £50, then you're paying another £6. You're like, well, I can get a £6 better whiskey. It opens up quite a bit more bottles available to you for that same price.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like you're factoring into the total cost.
Yeah, you feel a bit like you're sort of.
But I think some of this is also to do with the sort of when, like, I'll take an example. We had Kieran on last week from White Mackay, and he was saying how the Warehouse 2 series from Fettercairn basically knocked it on the head because they learned a lesson. They should have put a limited number on them. They didn't. Yep. People didn't really know how many it was going to be. And I remember when that first edition came out, the one which was predominantly port, 40-50% port pipe and a mixture of other casks, it's beautiful whiskey. And it was selling second-hand on auction for like £150. And people were chasing it like it was something like collectible. Obviously it wasn't. But the point is there was lots of bottles that people were seeking and trying to find to buy. And retailers, that meant lots of retailers, their websites were getting combed. Like, as in people were browsing their websites, looking for that bottle, looking at what else they got. There was a lot of curiosity and interest. I'm saying that curiosity and interest, except for people like, okay, so I'm still looking for Tamdu, I'm still looking for the Chig, I'm still looking for some, I'm still looking for some distilleries. Yeah. But I'm not spending anywhere near as much time searching to see, you know, I know there's no Springbank. So in addition to that, like, I've got a surplus of whiskey like many people have. So I'm pickier. So I've got this surplus of whiskey. I'm not going to pay a lot of money for postage. I don't want to have to buy two bottles at £60 each to be able to buy something. So then I'm just not. So I'm looking at less websites. So I'm seeing less retailers' offerings. And I'm stopping myself from buying stuff because of prohibitive costs and things like that. Yeah. So I think that a lot of retailers are going to find it difficult over the next 12, 18 months, if they're not already, right?
Especially as like
from that one from Manchester, Tipples.
Yeah. I mean, especially if distilleries are now also sort of pushing their own shops and things a little bit better. And do I need to now hunt whiskey when I know Loch Lomond are going to be pushing out decent stuff? It's pretty much all been really, really good.
Beautifully
at good
wrapped
prices.
As well. Beautifully wrapped.
Yeah.
If you get the Glen Scotia Festival editions from them,
super fast shipping. Yeah. Why I'm not trawling.
Comes
hunting.
like a present, doesn't it? In the post, no postage, like a present. So I think that's the challenge now.
Yeah. The only browsing I do is emails. I have a quick look at an email I get to see if there's something there, and I go, yeah, interested. I'll have a look, see what it is. And then if I'm on the website, then I can't help myself looking at new releases just to see what's in the last couple of days. Yeah. And just in case there's something weird or something else. And again, I'm not looking for those big names, but you never know. There could be something bottled by the company or just something a little different that you might not sort of see elsewhere. So, yeah, emails are my sort of browsing these days. I just haven't really got time to... I have now. I didn't have time to be browsing email internet shops.
There's too many emails being sent by retailers as well. Like, I'm not unsubscribing from all of them, but I do sort of roll my eyes. The amount of things announcing stuff that you're never going to buy.
I think Father's Day. How many Father's Day emails have you had?
No, I'm fascinated to see what deals are coming over the coming months. Right, we've already seen, like we talked about the Lager Fest edition, the Kalila Festival edition. We've seen some massive deals coming out. There's going to be more.
There's a crash coming.
Because apparently it costs money to hold stock, right?
Yeah, because you're paying VAT and taxes and everything else on sitting stock.
Can I just interrupt this sort of moaning?
We interrupt this moaning for some breaking news.
Yeah, so this Ben Nevis, this sherry refill is quite heavily sherry. It's kind of dirty sherry.
Dirty sherry.
You're going to have to try
it. Dirty little sherry beast.
Yeah, it's like oak, tobacco, like kind of orangey, earthy, raisins, chocolate, all that kind of stuff. It feels like an older whiskey, but it's not over oaked.
Which is some job for the age.
Yeah, it feels like one of those ones where you can tell it's older. You know what I mean? Like,
can you hear the crows in the background again?
No. What happened to that bird?
So I said,
Mike found a bird. If you didn't listen to the last episode,
yeah,
found a crow or something.
So I thought it was a crow. I came here and went, oh, it's a magpie because it had white markings. Turns out it is a something or other. It's a crow basically with a bit of white on it.
Right, just a crow.
Yeah. Next day, it wouldn't come near me, so we were no longer friends.
Did you call it Lara?
Boom!
Yes,
knocked it out of the park.
That was
keep
quality.
that one for the calf. Yeah, it wouldn't come near me, and then I watched it basically spend 2 hours trying to fly out the garden and couldn't still because it was something wrong with it.
Didn't I say to you? I sent you a voice message saying this is like your Tony Soprano moment.
Yeah,
you haven't seen The Sopranos, right?
I haven't. No.
So in the first series of The Sopranos, or second, he gets really depressed, and then these ducks come and land in his back garden and are drinking it, and they basically take home in his swimming pool. When the ducks leave, it like crushes him. Like he can't cope with the sense of loss.
Yeah. So, I mean, he wandered around for about, a good few hours the day after with Barley trying to kill it. So I was trying to keep the dog away from it all day. Eventually flew off into the sunset, and I was like, happy days. I'll never see it again. Now, the three of them are just living in the bloody trees at the back. So I'm now tempted to kill the frigging thing because it won't shut up. Every night around this time as sunsets, they just give it their constant for like half an hour. And I'm like,
Oh, I forgot to ask, but I've been really impressed with your floor drams.
Oh, yeah.
Floor drams has been one of my favourite sort of hashtag type things that's been going on recently. I just like the idea of you incapacitated lying on the floor. Like you bring a bottle over and just lying down and just going, this is me.
This is me for the night.
This is where I lie for the night.
Yeah. And depending on the sort of what my sleeping arrangement has been, because I'm generally doing one on the floor, one in the bed, just to try and get the back to thing. Yeah, I literally will have a couple of drams, just move them aside, pull a blanket over me and go to sleep. So, yeah, floor drams for sleeping. But no, I think it's quite nice with the little sky in the background through the lantern. It's a little perspective into my horizontal world.
Yeah, floor drams.
Hashtag floor drams.
Just like people,
trying to be as artistic as I can.
More people should be like, "Hey, Mike, why don't you go and try this whiskey?" I know what you'll be like. You shut it down. Be like, "This is it. I'm done. I've got one bottle. It's next to me, and a glass. I'm staying here. I've got everything I need."
Well, I think maybe, depending on what time we finish tonight, I might be able to do a hashtag bottle kill, hashtag floor drams of the local barley.
Oh, there you go.
Just see that one off as I settle in for the evening, because I am flooring it tonight. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Just having a wee sniff of this Adnams, the 9-year-old Sauternes. Oof. It is interesting, Mike. Getting like burnt clothes on the nose.
No, really?
Yeah.
I drank a bottle of Sauternes not long back, just a sort of Sauternes, sorry.
Like pick a mix and burnt clothes.
Nice. Clothes or clothes?
Clothes. Oh. Like if you actually set
to see if you had a bad relationship breakup.
No, clothes.
Well, that smells like 2014.
Yeah, pick a mix, burnt clothes. I'm just going to give it
I am sniffing this Rosebank new make.
What are you getting on that then?
As it's new make, obviously buckets of fruit. But there's also like a nice meaty sort of umami note on there in the background as well.
Right.
Which I think super interesting. Already to have that complexity and sort of stuff going on within a new make. I would happily drink that. Yeah, really decent.
Hey, can you age some yourself?
No. Although you could do what the Fetakin thing did. I've forgotten the name already, where they drilled into a piece of Scottish oak and poured some new make into it. Could probably do that.
Oh my gosh.
Could do that?
Yeah. I mean, once you've had some of it, then pour some of it into that and then drink it a couple of days later or whatever. Oh, he said like 4 hours later, didn't he?
4 hours, yeah. I wonder if I could... What have I got? I've got a knackered old whiskey barrel. I suppose under the ash it'd still be enough flavour in there.
This is like this Adnams. It's like burnt fruit, burnt sugar, like Jamura sugar. Still more just burnt stuff. I actually quite like it. It reminds me, it's not the same. It's not giving me chip shop flavours and tastes. Bearing in mind, I find...
It's no Coles.
Look, the Coles is bonkers, but it's dirty.
Yeah.
It's
a dirty old dram.
It's a dirty old dram.
It's a dirty old dram.
Adnams I find really hit and miss. There was the Somerton one, which was a banger, which was like some sort of bourbon cask mix or something.
Oh, yeah, you said the other ones at the
it's
festival
giving me like
shite.
Loch Lomond vibes, slightly chalky. I was like, this is incredible. Then I tried the 12-year-old at the festival, and it basically was just juniper berries, remember?
Gin.
It wasn't, gin. This one, no hint of gin. It's very sweet on the finish, but it's very burnt, close, pick and mix on the nose, maybe more pick and mix on the finish, and in between you're kind of getting like fruit, burnt nose. So just want to say shout out. I'm going to say the other half of you. It's fascinating, Mike. Shout out to Richard Foster. Thanks so much for this. Much appreciated.
You've got me thinking now about this Rosebank. What I can shove it in.
Yeah, shoving a bit of wood.
Yeah.
Do it.
If I could go to, I might go to Wicks tomorrow. Buy a
Wicks?
piece of oak.
Go to IKEA. You can take it back if you don't like the wood.
Yeah.
There's
What did you age it in?
12 months.
Fucking MDF.
No.
MDF is. What taste of glue and plastic.
Cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to get a nice bit of old wood, don't you? You know,
Fresh, no, brand new oak, freshly
brand new
cut.
oak.
That's gonna taste. Yeah, if I just got a tiny bit of oak,
brand new oak.
drilled into it, just
Pour
put
that
half
in
of
there.
that in. Just age it. I could
Promise
just
me
leave
you'll
that
do
in
this.
there.
This is going to be a great experiment.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
even
yeah.
need to put a lot in. You just need to put like maybe 50 mils in or something.
Yeah, I went. Oh, I could.
50
Oh, you've got me
mils and then
thinking
just-
now. I'm excited.
If you put 100 mils in, how much have you got?
Yeah.
200 mils?
No, it's only it's a 20 cl. So
Yeah,
what?
200
I
mils.
could put-
We've had this before. You don't understand
Yeah,
mils and sills.
I don't understand mils and sills.
Honestly,
It's fucking fun.
it's the hottest thing about you, Mike. The fact
Yeah.
that you have no idea what mils and sills are.
Fucking.
You're just like,
Yeah.
I just pour. I don't understand measurements.
It's about a fifth of a bottle.
Yeah. So 2/7 of a bottle you've got there.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
I think
4/15
if I put 50, if I put 50 mil into that into
Yeah.
wood, that could work.
Yeah, there we go. Just put in a quarter of that bottle, basically.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Let's find
See.
out. It's a cliffhanger.
Two little men in a flying saucer flew down to Glasgow one day. First stop on a Cordal, Lafroig and Glenord, Ardbeg and Glenmoray. On to the pot still in the flying saucer for a pie and a Glenmorangie. A Scotia, Edredor, a Springer and 10 more, and then they flew away. The saucer had crashed in the Clyde with a splash, and they learned a valuable lesson that day. Aliens out on the town should leave the saucer on the ground and fly home the next day.
Right, catch us on all the social medias at Honest to a Malt. Duncan is on at Whiskey Tip. I'm on at Whiskey Wings. Thank you for listening. We will see you on the next one. Bye bye bye.